Hello everybody, and welcome to Let's Play Sorcery. Yes indeed, a new LP is once again upon us. Right, this is going to be the side LP that I mentioned in my video update. I asked for recommendations, few people recommended this, and I've decided to give it a try. Made by the same people that made 80 Days, and well, I mentioned how much I enjoyed 80 Days in the video update, and therefore this seems like a good place to start. A new side LP from the same people. Right. This was supposed to start in August. I did say that I would be starting a new LP, starting my side LP sometime in August, giving me time to plough on with Pillars of Eternity. However, today being Sunday, it's been another warm day, long day. I had a big, heavy evening yesterday evening, because I've been recuperating for most of today. Didn't really feel like diving into some Pillars of Eternity, so I thought, no, I'm going to try something new. I feel like trying something new, and therefore my side LP will be starting right now, as you can see. There's no schedule for this, so I'm just going to fit it in and amongst what I'm doing, but it's going to be fairly regular. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So without further ado, there's no background music or anything to give you something to listen to whilst I drone on. So let's stop droning and start playing as we begin our adventure. Right, we're going to start with, I suppose, a male character. Oh! You have walked the wilds of Kakabad, through Kare and the spiteful backlands, all the way into Mampang. You have survived traps, thieves, serpents and vengeful gods, and now it is here. The Crown of Kings. It is said the crown was never forged, only found, by Chalana the Reformer, a lowly foot soldier who became emperor of the Eastern world. Such is the power of the crown. The air around it crackles with influence. We can take it, or we can wait. Okay, so the decisions have already started. And, like all greedy people, greedy adventurers, we can't leave such things lying around. Take it! Your destiny awaits. With the crown in your hands, you will be as powerful as Chalana. The goblins are arming, the giants are waking, and the birdmen carving cruel daggers from stone. War will come, but you will prevent it. But then, the image of the crown begins to flicker. You rush forwards. It's a trap. And startle yourself awake. You are alone, exhausted in the little hut in the outpost settlement. Your unimaginable journey is not even a single step begun. Hopefully there's no spinning globes to greet us at the start. Part 1, the Shamutani Hills. Alright, now this is blind, this is completely and utterly blind. I have done no sort of preparation runs, I've done no reading about this game, so I've not got a clue about anything. So you'll have to bear with me as we start out. So we have stamina, gold and rations. Items, of which we have none, of course. We have a spell book, we have prey, and panther, whatever that is. But I'm just assuming the game will give us some form of tutorial, hopefully. We can zoom out, take a look at the map. Oh, very good. Very good indeed. And we are right here in this encampment. Ready to rock and roll. Right, here we go then. Click character to continue. Now I'm just trying to think about what kind of character I want to play here, but I don't know what the options are. So we'll kind of go with the flow, and our character will develop as we move on in a kind of a on the fly sort of affair. It is sunrise. You dress, breakfast and bread and goat's milk, and collect the pack and sword from beside your bed. So, we can test the blade, we can pray for luck, or we can leave the hut. Test the blade, give it a few swings, loosen up the old arm. You pause to test the blade against your thumb. The blacksmith has done well. The edge is keen and draws a narrow line of blood. Outside the hut you hear the outpost settlement stirring into life. And I suppose we'll pray for luck. Taking a moment more, you close your eyes and raise a prayer to your spirit guide. This morning it has the form of a panther. But what will it become once your journey truly begins? A great calm descends on you. Time to go. You lift back the flap of the hut and step into the early morning sunshine. And do what, I wonder? Right, we draw a path to the flag. Ah. Okay. Oh, so we draw our own path. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so that's how we move then. We draw a path with the left mouse click and drag. Okay, that's cool. Eyes follow you as you leave the hut and walk towards the great Shamutani wall. The frontiers people of this tiny settlement are well aware of your mission. Well, we shall greet them. You turn to them and bow. Some smile in reply but are too afraid to approach. Others make gestures of protection. You are going beyond the wall, so they believe you to be cursed. A man is waiting on the path to the Canto Pani gate, the final doorway between Analand and the wilds of Kakabad. You recognize the sergeant of the Sight Master Warriors. He holds out his hand. Greetings, Sergeant. He touches his forehead with 2 fingers. You're almost ready, he says. I have a gift for you. From the king. 24 gold pieces. It is all we can spare this time. He holds out a pouch. Of course we shall take it. It's rude to refuse such a gift. You accept the gift graciously. Thank you. You should buy some supplies before you pass the wall, the sergeant says, and you must collect your spellbook if you wish magic to aid you. Finally, should you wish to practice your swordplay, I will go one last round with you. And he points with his staff toward the training ground. Buy rations, collect spellbook, training ground. Training ground, please. You walk with the sergeant to the training ground, and he wraps the base of his staff in leather. We ready our sword here. To begin, the sergeant says, we will practice the stances. First, defend yourself against me. Okay, so here we go. We've got stamina of both parties. This, I don't know what this is here. This is attack power. Choose your attack power by dragging your character sideways. To defend, stay fully left. Oh, so fully left is defend. That's attack power, cut, sideswipe, thrust. Okay, jab, defend. So he wants us to defend, so we stay fully left and defend. Okay. The Sightmaster is a powerful enemy. By defending, you will receive the minimum damage from any attack he makes. The Sightmaster Sergeant makes a light attack, saving his energy against your defense. My next attack will be weak, he declares. You will be able to overpower me by placing a stronger attack. or playing a stronger attack. But be sure your attack is stronger. We'll go too mad. We'll go for a thrust. 6.5. You play a strong attack, overpowering the Site Master Sergeant who tries a low, careful attack. Overpowering a weak attack is easy, so you should aim to use as little power as possible. My next attack will be low, says the Sergeant. You can overpower him by dragging your character right until you think you have the stronger attack. So I assume the higher that we attack, this bar goes down, so we can't attack too powerfully because it's going to drain our overall attack power. Yeah, we can only go up to 5.8 now, you see. So he's at 1.2. Is that where he's going to attack next? So if we just go a bit higher than that. You swing with a weak attack, overpowering the Site Master Sergeant. Again, he bows. You have finished me. Excellent. Skilled swordplay. Alright. Well, I don't know what we've learned from that, but I suppose it's better than nothing. You seem to remember the basics, the Sergeant says, breathlessly. Good. Another round? Yes, of course. I think we should have one more round just to make sure that we know what we're doing. Ready your guard. Okay, so he's not going to tell us how he's going to attack us this time, though, is he? So he started off with a defense last time. I don't know why we would need to do that. So I think what we'll do is we'll go middle ground here and go for a cut. Oh, I think we were doing exactly the same as before. Perhaps we will not practice defense. We practiced defense last time. Okay, so he's doing the same thing again. So you say he's going to do a weak attack. So we'll go, once again, let's say 3.5. Yeah, we're not really learning a great deal here. And we'll go for the full mashings this time. Move, cut, boof. Oh, he changed it this time. I didn't read. I thought we were doing the same. My next attack will be one of my strongest. But we had best defend. Ah, so we should have defended there, you see. Okay, well, he's mixing it up. Sideswipe. Decent drooling. Okay, well, I think we've learnt enough now. Enough training. You shake your head. Very good, the Sergeant agrees. But if you wish about in earnest, then I warn you. I will not go easy on you. He indicates the wider yard where there is space for a true match. Oh, a proper fight. Well, yes, I think we need a proper fight. That little tutorial fight here, we didn't get a good flavour for how battle is without the hints. We need to practice. Practice properly. Anyway, but before we do, we're going to collect our spell book. One of the huts, set slightly back from the others, is decorated with glyphs and strange symbols. A terrible smell emanates from its doorway. This is the hut of the Chief Mage. He has been preparing your spellbook for days, reading star charts to work out which spells will be available to you in the different locations in the hills and beyond. Yes, we'll go inside. You lift the flap and go inside. The mage looks up at you with haggard, sleepless eyes and presses the book into your hands. Do you understand how to use this? He asks. No. Please do tell me. Each spell is crafted through the alignment of 3 stars, he begins. The spell Zap, for example, is made by aligning Zarathustra, Aegis, and Pani. But that is not important. What matters is what the spell is called and what it does. Zap will give you control over lightning. Hot will create a fireball. Foff will create a force field around you. Shall I continue? Yes, please, tell us more. Sounds very bizarre. The mage nods. The law spell is formed from Lilith, Aegis, and Wex, and it will allow you to control the will of unintelligent creatures. The wall spell is quite different and uses different stars. The order matters, you see. Wall creates an invisible barrier. You will find the rest in the book, he adds, tapping the leather-bound volume. More? You can tell us any more? The mage looks surprised. Well, the Dop spell is used for locks. Wok is used for frying food, for shield you in battle. And Dum will cause clumsiness. He scratches absently at his ear. Remember, some spells will cost you effort to use, but the ones that don't will not work without a focus, an item of some kind. You will need to read the book to know what. So we have a variety of different spells. Now we're a baboon. Okay, so items. We have a spell book. We have a weapon and we have treasure. So let's have a look. What weapon have we got? We have a sword. Alright, any treasure? 24 gold pieces. And that spell book, of course. This volume contains the 48 spells of the High Craft, as discovered and passed down from generation to generation of sorcerers from the earliest days of the Eastern world. Each spell is formed of 3 letters, and each spell will take energy to cast. Some spells will fail without the use of a particular item or focus. So Zap was Lightning Bolt, Foff was a Force Field, Law was controlling, Wall was the wall, Hot is fire, and Dumb makes people clumsy. All these spells are extremely tiring and will cost you 3 points of stamina. Zap. Effective against all living creatures without a magical defense. Hot. Cause severe burns. Foff. Wall. Law. Oh, we've got more now. Big. Ooh, makes our body bigger. 3 times its normal size. Increasing our power. Wok. Requires 1 gold piece. When the spell is cast, it will transform into an invisible metal shield, but the coin will be lost. Dop. Open any locked door. Not work on magically sealed doors. We've got Raz. Requires beeswax. Sus. 6. Jig. Gob. Yob. Gum. How. Doz. Dud. Mag. How many spells did he say there were? 40 something? Requires nose plugs. Requires a skull cap. Oh my giddy aunt. How many spells are there? There's a load. Absolute load. Oh, I think we've reached the end. Right. Very good. How do we exit this? Oh, there we go. So, I wonder if we will be able to read this in the middle of the heart, the heart of battle, to figure out what the hell we're doing. Okay, so you click on spellbook from here, it just goes straight to the book. Okay, so buy rations, I suppose. Small traders in the settlement supply the Sightmaster warriors with weapons, armour, food and clothing. You go over with the sergeant to a stall selling flatbread and cheese. 2 gold pieces per ration, the owner says. 2, please. I think 2 is a nice round number. You hand over your coins and the man places 2 rations carefully into your pack. You must be sure you eat every day or you will suffer, the sergeant tells you, standing at your side. Eating more will give you extra strength, but is not necessary. You have to eat every day. Is 2 enough then? We're going to roll with it. If it's not, good night Vienna, isn't it? Right, we're going to go for the fight proper now. I wonder if I'll have use of our spells. You head over to the yard to practice a bout of real fighting. The sergeant removes the cloth padding from the base of his staff. And we ready our sword. This time I will not tell you my intentions, he says. You will have to read them for yourself. Be ready. Right, okay. Well, we still have more stamina, so we should be able to do better. Although we don't appear to be able to do anything with our spellbook right now. So how do we read what he's going to do? Well, we're going to start off with a defend, I think. We're going to start off with a defend. See if he comes at us with a big swipe. Ooh. The Sightmaster bows to you, taps the ground with his long staff, and readies his stance. You drop into a defensive crouch immediately. The Sightmaster is not to be trifled with. The sergeant covers himself as well. His eyes follow your shoulders. He's probably about to defend himself. You realise a strong hit would be wasteful now. Okay, we'll go for a... Can we go for a jab? Just a bit of a prod, a bit of a hoo-hoo, just feeling each other out here. Go for a jab. Yes, nice little jab. Time to attack. You sting him with your blade, low and fast, saving your energy. I'll wear you out, you declare. His own weapon is raised in defense. He shows his teeth. He is left breathless, but not seriously hurt. Okay. I think we'll go... Should we go middle of the road here? Side swipe. Although he's showing teeth. Maybe he's a little bit angry. No, I think I'm going to defend again, actually. Look how he did come mashing up. Look at that. He came absolutely mashing out there. You drop yourself into a crouch as he powers forward with a cry. It only tires him out. You escape mostly uninjured. His guard is coming up, conserving his energy so that his next strike can be stronger. So he's guarding now, by the sounds of it. So if we go once again with another jab, we should get him. Boom! Acting quickly, you spike forwards with your sword, mean and vicious. His staff is lifted to protect himself. He shows his teeth. I saw that coming, he laughs, as he pushes aside your sword stroke, suffering only a minor wound. Now that he's preparing himself for a big blow, wasn't he? He was preparing himself for a big blow, but we have been conserving our energy here. His stamina is going quite low. I wonder if we should counter with a big blow of our own, or should we go defensive? No, I don't think that's wise. I think we'll try to defend one more time. Oh, he was just jabbing there. You whip up your defenses. His light blow sails over your head. You are largely unhurt. You see his arm grow tense. He is readying for a strong attack. Okay, so am I. Full power. Boof! Wow! Leaping into action, you rush forward with a deep, heavy slash. It is enough to finish him. The Sightmaster throws down his staff. You have me, he declares with a grin. Whoa. Well. That was a bit strange. We were there dithering around, defending, couple of light jabs, and then we just went for the kill. Tosh. Okay, that was kind of fun. I enjoyed that. I think we should do it one more time just to see if we were doing it right. In fact, we won't do it again because I'm sure you guys will tell me exactly where I'm going wrong and where I need to improve and how to be more efficient in the comments, I'm sure. The sergeant is gasping for breath. He bows to you once more. Very good, he nods, though you will need to protect yourself better out there. As he talks, a nearby healer hurries over with a salve, and your health and the sergeant's is quickly restored. Good. So we have bought our rations. We have our spell book with a crap ton of spells in them. We have some gold, and we're at full health. I think we're ready to be unleashed upon the world. You reach the foot of the mighty gate. It is sealed. The sergeant places one hand on the wood. The gate has been locked for some time to deter raiders, he tells you, but you will have no difficulty. The stars in this place allow the dot spell to be crafted, and he stands back. Dop, of course, the unlocking spell. Wow. Click the letters to find a spell. D O P Dop. Open locks and doors. Requires 1 stamina. You weave the spell. One by one the great tumblers of the door begin to creak and groan. Then the hinges turn with a noise like hail on a canvas roof. These gates have not opened since our last champion was lost, the sergeant says. I wish you more luck than he. Perhaps you will even meet him on your travels. Fear he is dead. After all this time, surely. The Sightmaster nods, peering at something on the horizon. I believe he is returning, but transformed. I hope you do not meet the same fate. He stands back from you. And we go. Together, you step into the shadow of the wall. One last word, he declares. When you have the crown, find the highest point you can find. We will be watching. I understand. Even though we don't, we shall pretend we do. I will not wish you a safe journey to Kare, for the way ahead will not be safe, the sergeant murmurs as he peers into the distance through the open gate. The Sightmaster warriors are selected from birth for their incredible powers of telescopic vision. You cannot help but wonder how far he can see. What lies ahead, we ask. This path leads first to Canto Pani, a settlement of traders, though most are rogues and thieves. You should be there before the sun has reached its peak. From there, 3 routes lead on to Kristatani, but no single route is safe. Kakabad is a land of devils. And beyond Kare? I cannot see so far, he says, but once you have crossed the city port of traps, you will enter the backlands. They say that day and night there are controlled by forces other than the sun, and from Kare too your progress will be watched. It is time to go. Striding away, you pass through the gate. The faces of the folk watching your departure reveal the hopes that rest on you and your quest. The early morning air is crisp, and the rising sun paints the slopes in shades of peaceful beauty, concealing the evil that lies ahead. Into Kakabad. The path winds through slopes of wild scrubland. The countryside is deserted, and the eerie silence is broken only by the cawing of the occasional crow. There is a spell for hearing what they say, but you do not have the equipment it requires. The birds appear to pause in the air to examine you as they pass. They make you uneasy, as if you were an intruder in their presence. Barely an hour beyond the wall, and the air begins to grow foul. The Shambutani hills are infested with the pestilence of the backlands. It saps the energy from your body, leaving you feeling nauseous and weak. We cover our mouths to prevent ourselves from gagging. But it does no good. They warned you of this. You will grow accustomed to it the longer you are out here, but for the moment you must be very careful. Your maximum stamina has just decreased. Okay, so we can increase our stamina by resting or eating rations, that's fine. We move on. Or do we? We have a choice of two locations. A low rise, or travel cross-country. That surely is not the safest way. We continue on the road. Another hour passes, and you crest a small hillock, from the top of which you can see the path continuing downwards into a small settlement of huts. This must be Canto, Pani. Shall take a look and survey the village ahead. From this distance it's hard to make out much about the town, except that it must be desperately poor. The fields on either side are brown, with caked mud, and the few penned animals are thin and wizened, like thirsty vines. No wonder the Sightmaster warriors don't trouble themselves to protect this place. There is nothing here to protect. We can go into the village, or we can avoid the village. Well, I think I would like to enter the village, personally. Let's see what it's all about. Of course, if you were scared of a town like Canto, Pani, then you could not hope to survive in Kakabad proper. You follow the path down into town. The round huts are made of a hard-baked bright clay, and the roofs are thinly thatched. As you pass, eyes appear at dark doorways, tracking your every move. For a moment it seems like this will be all you see of the town's inhabitants. But then a villager appears from one of the dwellings and blocks your path. You shall simply look at him and see who moves first. He is 5 feet tall. They cannot grow much taller out here in this poisonous air. He has thick-set arms and thighs, and is half-clothed in tattered breeches. His eyes are wild, and his long red hair and beard stand out from his face in a wiry tangle. "Halt, stranger!" he commands. "What business have you in Canto, Pani?" Merely passing through," you reply calmly. There's no need to be concerned. But the villager is not content. "Passing through to where?" he replies, wild eyes gleaming. "There's nothing out there that any honest man should want to see." "Yes, we're on our way to Kare. Speak the truth." "I have myself never left this village," the man declares with pride. "Although I can tell you there are 2 paths ahead, but my advice is not free. You must have money on you. For 2 gold pieces, I'll tell you what I know." 2 gold for information. Random man accosts us. Very well. We shall do it this one time, but if we are screwed over, we shall not be so trusting in future. I'll pay your fee. Knowledge is power, as they say. The man takes your money gratefully with a nod and hides it away in a pouch at his waist. I'm glad to help you, traveller, he says. Know that beyond Canto Pani there are two ways. The low path leads through the Vale of Elvin, and unless you are ready for elven ways, for they are mischievous and magical, you had better avoid it. The highway, and he gestures upward with a hand, will take you into the hills and past the Shanka mines. Lots of treasure there, they say, but you must keep your head if you take this path. And he laughs. What's so funny? The man doesn't reply, other than to draw a finger slowly across his throat. Insisting that he tells us what he means. The man stares at you with wide eyes and shakes his head quickly and whispers, I would curse myself if I did. This sounds a little bit threatening. Perhaps we should let it lie for now. You wave away his superstition with a gesture. No matter then. Continue. What next? He is clearly grateful. Head on for Kristatani, he answers. You'll be there in a day or two. Few villages here in the Shamatani Hills welcome strangers, but in Kristatani you will at least find food and shelter. And beware the black lotus on your travels. Its sweet aroma is deadly. Okay. Shall thank him for his advice. Bow, and he bows in return. Any places around here that we can buy some things? I need equipment for my journey. He grunts, but you can see that he is pleased. With emotion he encourages you to follow, taking you through the village to a large hut. The storage house. Inside you find that the building is a storage house. A quartermaster, somewhat plumper than your guide, is seated at a table. We shall wait to be introduced. This man is here to do business, the villager explains. Get out of here, flea, the fat man replies, getting up from his seat to hustle the villager out. Then he turns to you with a smile and beckons you to sit. Greetings, stranger, he purrs. Shall I show you my wares? Yes, please do. The man wags a finger. Wait there. He disappears for a moment into a side room, and we shall wait patiently for fear of searching the room and getting caught would be quite disastrous. The merchant returns carrying a large box. For you, he declares, moving his hands as he speaks. You've come to the right place. This collection, the very best, are most strange and interesting artifacts, collected from other travellers who have come this way. He begins to lay the items out in front of you, treating each with great care. You have 18 gold pieces to spend, but is there anything here you'd want to buy? A herbalist's potion, a musical pipe, a weapon, a leather bag, a jewel? We already have a weapon. A leather bag, a herbalist potion? A potion might be useful. You lift a flask containing some kind of potion from the box and turn it between your hands. The liquid inside is thick and purple. 4 gold pieces, the merchant demands. What the hell is it? We ask, probably in a slightly politer tone. The merchant smiles. I am a mere tradesman, he answers, but I assure you it is of the finest quality. For everything I sell, only the finest will do. No, I don't buy what I do not know. 4 gold pieces for brackish water? You shake your head. You must think me a fool. The man smiles, but beneath the smile is obvious fear. Please, the merchant says. Something else today? You still have 18 gold pieces to spend. A musical pipe. Bamboo pipe, carved with a split reed and 6 finger holes. What use is this? Are you selling off your infant toys? 3 gold pieces, the merchant says. I can't promise you that it has any magic, but it may well cheer you up at night. Perhaps give it a test run. You place the pipe to your lips and blow a few clear, sweet notes. The merchant nods. It's well made, little thing, don't you agree? I don't know. You know what? I'm quite tempted to buy this. I don't know why, but I just... Maybe he likes musical instruments, perhaps. Our character, whom I don't believe has a name at the moment. I don't know if we can name him or if we have to sort of make our own name up and run with it. So let me know if you've got any ideas. Yeah, we're going to buy the pipe. I don't know why, but as I said, perhaps our character just likes musical instruments. Maybe only, you know, camping down for the night, just plays a tune on his little bamboo flute. Okay. A bag? Nah. Anything practical like a weapon or a bag? Nah, I'm not bothered about that. A potion? Nah. A musical instrument? Yes, of course. That's going to help us when we're stuck in a battle with some goblins, isn't it? We'll play him a tune and send him to sleep. A jewel. You reach for the large jewel in the centre of the box, but he stays your hand. Please, he says. It is too valuable to allow you to handle. 10 gold pieces. We take a closer look at the jewel. It's clear, glassy, and its surface seems to be slightly sweating. Dragon's tears, the merchant says. You have never heard of such a thing before? No. I mean, some of these, they're probably... It's a difficult one, isn't it? We have no idea what these do. It's almost like taking a leap of faith that you buy, like buying the potion. You buy it, taking a leap of faith that it's going to be useful to you, but it could end up being useless. This gem could be the key to unlocking great power later on down the line. But we've got 15 gold. If we buy this, it leaves us with... Do you know what? No, we're going to buy this as well. That is all. So we have a bamboo flute and a strange gem. And 5 gold. Good choice, bad choice, I don't know. But it's a choice we have made. The practical items for adventuring, we've completely overlooked them. I have seen enough. The merchant nods his head. Please do visit us again. You get to your feet and take your leave of the merchant. Just outside the doorway in the sunshine, you pause to examine what you have acquired. You examine the jewel. You raise the glittering jewel to the sun to better examine its flaws, only to discover that its faces are dripping. Oh! The jewel is nothing but a carved block of ice. Oh, we've been swindled. I don't believe it. We've bought a block of ice for 10 gold. And there you go. As I said at the very beginning, my character, probably a bit naive to start with, but I didn't have a particular sort of personality for him, but I think as his story develops and we encounter things, it's going to shape his personality, and this is the first major incident really that's going to shape his personality, and that is he's probably going to be less trusting in the future when it comes to these kind of things. He's going to err on the side of caution. Probably got a little bit of greed maybe got the better of him. 10 gold pieces for this gem. Perhaps he could turn a profit on it later. Perhaps it would be quite powerful. Very, got the better of him. Bit of curiosity there. Now he's been swindled. It's not going to be stung twice, I can tell you that. But at least he can cry himself to sleep whilst playing his bamboo flute. But we are going to put it in our bag because we bought it and it's ours. And hell, if it melts, we've paid for it. You put it in your bag but you know it will quickly melt away. There is no use in returning to the warehouse. The merchant will have left immediately and moved on to the next village to ply his crooked trade. No matter. He will have his punishment in the next life, and he will most likely meet that life all the sooner for his sins. You head out of Canto Pani and along the path into the Shamutani Hills. And that, I think, is where we shall end the first session, having been hornswoggled by a merchant in a backwater village. And we've changed to fox all of a sudden. Right, so there you go. Yes, our first little foray into the world of sorcery. A bit of a slow starter, of course, being blind and all, but I'm sure business will pick up soon enough. Any tips or advice, of course, that are non-spoilerish, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And the next session, we shall head on out and hopefully will not be swindled again. But I can't promise anything. So until next time, see you soon.